What's up everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. It's a bit of another talky one today, a bit like yesterday's, and this one is about the 12 new mods coming in the Jovian Concord. I'm not going to go through each of them individually and talk about them, like I say, individually and whether I think they've got a use, but I am going to leave a link to the news post in the description below so you can check them out yourselves. But put simply and bluntly, what are these for? With the confusion about why Prime Pack Leader exists, I don't really understand why these mods are a thing and what they're supposed to be promoting. Let's look at the actual sets. Let's start with the Aero set, putting up to 5 enemies to sleep by damaging them while aim gliding. This isn't a game where we're constantly talking about how useless crowd control is in the current game, because 90% of the game you're instantly killing everybody anyway, and everyone knows that at this stage, dead is the best form of crowd control. Not only that, but one of the mods is for a sniper rifle. I mean, who on earth is trying to snipe people while aim gliding? At the end of the day, the majority of the time, enemies that get put to sleep either die immediately to your teammates or aren't enough of a threat to even need putting to sleep in the first place. It just doesn't feel like it has a place. And we got the motor set. The set bonus of that is becoming immune to knockdown effects while airborne, which sounds good until you realise that you have 3 mods to get the effect that one single one does. Prime Sure-Footed, whether you like that mod or not, or Handspring, which actually mitigates the effect of that knockdown to begin with. 3 mods to do the job of one, only one of which actually looks semi-decent, which is the shotgun one. The others, trying to fit them onto builds, I mean, yeah, good luck with that, and I'm going to talk about fitting the mods in a second. The third one is the Proton mod set. During wall latch, gain damage reduction. I mean, what? Who on earth wall latches in Warframe these days? I mean, come on, seriously, Warframe is an insanely mobile game that's played at 1 billion miles an hour. Outside of doing that one single ribbon challenge, or the Arcane Arachne thing back in the day, I can count the amount of times I've deliberately wall latched in the last couple of years on one hand. It just doesn't fit in with the game, plus 3 mods on 3 things for 17% damage reduction at the cost of the fact that the enemies find hitting a moving target harder to hit. It just simply isn't worth it. But let's move past those specific mods and go straight on to what is the major problem in Warframe right now with mods and modding. We have no room to fit these mods whatsoever. We have so many mandatory mods on weapons, and that mean we have 0 room for anything interesting. Let's take, for example, the primary weapon mod, 50% less zoom during an aim glide. Let's try and put that on a crit primary, shall we? See how much room we have here. Standard crit build, Serration, Split Chamber, Shred, both crit mods, 2 elemental mods. That leaves a single slot available for one other mod. Same thing is pretty much the same on every weapon type at this stage, whether that's primary, secondary, and especially melee. Melee has like no room whatsoever right now. Warframe mod slots too are at a premium. They're exactly the same. There is just no room to do anything kind of weird and wonderful. At this stage, if they want us to have some weird and wonderful playstyles, we need to do something about all of these mods we're simply going to have on a weapon. When are we never going to put Serration on? When are we never going to put Split Chamber on? Or Lethal Torrent? Or the crit mods on a crit weapon? Quite frankly, at this stage, these all just need to be baked straight into the weapons. Because right now, with this update, DE have spent a whole load of time on these new mods and set mod bonuses, and I can see kind of where they're coming from with the idea of them. They want to promote builds that promote mobility and alternate playstyles. But the problem is those promote playstyles are just way weaker than the current way that the game is played right now, because we can't put them into our builds without taking a massive hit to the strength of the weapon or the frame. It's a problem we've had for years and years, and it's one that's never been addressed, and it's coming back to like bite DE in the arse big time, because they're invalidating their own hard work by refusing to look at the mandatory mods problem, because we simply just don't have room to even consider using them. There's this constant rhetoric that I see in the community that DE don't play their own game. And honestly, I can say that that's not true. I know that. I see them online quite a bit playing. but these mods don't make any real sense, or are just completely useless. They do not help with that line of thinking. For me, DE hit the nail on the head with the amalgam mods. Mods are normally required mods and will be on a lot of builds, however are only like slightly weaker, but give a bonus playing some in a slightly different playstyle in a different area. Those were a fantastic idea, but we've gone backwards here to mods that nobody is going to end up using. I guarantee out of all of these mods, maybe 2 or 3 get used. Maybe slightly more if we find a crazy niche for some of them. But since this is a large part of their content drop, this isn't going to help matters. Promoting other ways of playing is a good way to get people to rethink rethink the game, and to enjoy playing the game again in a slightly different way. It's a good way to revitalize people's enjoyment, but these mods are just gonna fall way short of that mark, and I cannot see that happening whatsoever. I have been holding off doing this video until it's sort of closer to release, because I don't like prejudging things too much. But it looks like this is going to be the final form of these mods, and this is what we're going to be getting. It's a shame that, quite frankly, a big portion of the content drop is going to go into the realms of just collecting it for the sake of having it, rather than being something the builds could be formed around. But I guess it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts, and I know that DE do check out of a lot of our videos and check out the comments for feedback. But for now, I think I've rambled on enough. Hopefully my PC stuff will be fixed in the next couple of days, so I can actually get back to doing specific stuff and then also the update. But for now, I hope to catch you in the next one. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, feel free to like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell to get notified of all my new content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.